It's been very hot. Going into the weekend, temperatures still above normal, close to triple digits along the Wasatch Front. A time lapse from our Old Mill camera where earlier this morning we had some clouds in place but quickly peeling away. We've been seeing the blue sky, a little smoke out there as well. Isolated thunderstorms as you progress further southward through central and southern Utah. This is the scene right now near Moab. Yeah, we have a few isolated thunderstorms where on radar they are producing some rain, but in more of a concern, lightning. Of course, that's been kind of the concern throughout the weekend as we've been seeing this lightning starting some fires and producing some gusty winds. Right now, though, again, it's another toasty day. We've got temperatures currently along the Wasatch Front in the mid to upper 90s. On average, we should be in the 80s, but we're hanging on to the heat, even though we have a little weak cool front pushing through. Our focus, though, central, southern, eastern Utah, we're still holding on to these thunderstorms, which, again, the biggest concern of the production of these gusty winds and lightning strikes. But with this little bit of a cool down come tomorrow, we're still going to keep afternoon highs well above normal and no big threat or no big change as far as bringing in decent amount of precipitation moving forward. Excessive heat warnings across southern Utah in effect not only today, but extending it through tomorrow as well. Very hot temperatures across the south. Heat advisory, well, it's throughout today, where for tomorrow we get a little reprieve from the heat as temperatures look to get down into the low to mid 90s. Fire weather warning, red flag situation with the winds. Of course, these dry conditions, this will be in effect until tomorrow evening. So those are the things to highlight central and southern Utah from radar. We're definitely highlighting these isolated thunderstorms. It looks like Fish Lake down over towards Capitol Reef into a little bit of Bryce Canyon. It's Moab, Lake Powell, moving further northward from Green River up over towards Vernal. That's definitely going to be a kind of a zone here throughout the rest of the evening where we could see some isolated thunderstorms. But drier air moving in across the north, a cool front tracking in. It's going to be clipping northern Utah. It's not very strong. Somewhat stalls out. It won't bring those cooler temperatures across the south until a little later. We've got the moisture. We still have the high pressure, which again is going to keep temperatures above normal for the next several days. But let's talk about that threat of isolated thunderstorms. We show you from the models moving ahead. As that front moves in, it will bring in that drier air, push away the moisture. As we move through tonight and tomorrow, we're going to be seeing a lot more sunshine, less of a risk of seeing those isolated thunderstorms, which means we don't see the lightning strikes moving to tomorrow and gusty winds from those thunderstorms as they'll be exiting the state. But they'll be in place, or a chance of that, through eastern and southern Utah. Overnight lows a little bit cooler. Now, last night we got down to the low 80s for your overnight lows. Yeah, that actually was a record minimum high temperature, which we're not quite sure if it's actually going to break the record because it goes from midnight to midnight. We'll see where temperatures go a little bit later on. For tomorrow, slightly cooler, except across central and southern Utah. We'll keep temperatures still very hot at 111 in St. George, 107 Monday, and then cooler. We're down into the low 100s or close to that as we'll keep it dry for the next several days for southern Utah. Northern Utah, little roller coaster ride, 90s to triple digits on Tuesday, back to the 90s, but again, we should be in the 80s, but for this first week of summer, we're going to keep it hot and still threatening with temperatures near the century mark.